Warning, the following contains images of graphic violence and not suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Leonard Thomas Lake, October 29, 1945 to June 6, 1985, also known as Leonard Hill and a variety of other aliases, was an American serial killer. During the mid-1980s, he and his accomplice, British Hong Kong-born Charles Ng, raped, tortured and murdered an estimated 11 to 25 victims at a remote cabin near Wilseyville, California, in the Sierra Nevada foothills, located 150 miles east of San Francisco. After his 1985 arrest on unrelated charges, Lake swallowed cyanide pills that he had sewn into his clothing and died 4 days later. Human remains, videotapes, and journals found at Lake's cabin later confirmed Ng's involvement, and were used to convict Ng on 11 counts of capital murder. Early life. Leonard Lake was born in San Francisco, California. When he was 6 years old, his parents separated, whereupon he and his siblings moved in with their maternal grandmother. Lake was reportedly a bright child, but after habitually photographing his sister's nude, which his grandmother apparently encouraged, he became obsessed with pornography. He then reportedly extorted his sisters to perform sexual acts. Lake also collected mice and killed them by dissolving them in chemicals. In the same manner he would later dispose of his human victims' corpses. After attending Balboa High School, Lake enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 1964. He served 2 tours of duty in the Vietnam War as a radar electronics technician. During this period, Lake was first diagnosed with schizoid personality disorder. After what was termed a delusional breakdown in Da Nang, he received psychotherapy and, in 1971, a medical discharge. Lake settled in San Jose and enrolled at San Jose State University, but dropped out after 1 semester upon becoming enamored of the hippie lifestyle in San Francisco. He moved to a commune there, and married briefly in 1975. The marriage dissolved after his wife discovered that he was making and appearing in amateur pornographic movies, usually involving bondage or sadomasochism. For the next 8 years, Lake lived at the Greenfield Ranch, a 5,600-acre back-to-the-land settlement near Calpella, north of Ukiah, California. There, he met and eventually married Clara Lynn Balish, nicknamed Cricket, who became involved in Lake's fantasies and appeared in many of his pornographic films. Lake's growing fear of impending nuclear holocaust prompted him to begin construction of a bunker on the settlement grounds, until the owner of the property became aware of the project and ordered it halted.
Good evening. It's a Sunday in October 22nd, 23rd, something like that. Very close to my 38th birthday. And I'm starting this tape without script or without any real organization of what I want to say. But I do feel I need to explain. This tape, what you're hearing now, is going to be the lead-in of the various phases of construction of a building, which hopefully will be the first of a series of underground buildings. The building will be multi-purpose. It'll serve as a tool room and a storage room for a lot of valuables and miscellaneous stuff that are useful to have, but not particularly items of immediate use that should be in the house. But the main emphasis of the building, the whole justification for its expense and its effort, will be a hidden portion of it, a secret room, if we can call it that, that will house a cell. This is the word that I've used in my discussions of this subject. A jail cell, if you will. And the purpose of that cell, and the main purpose, hence, of the building, will be the imprisonment of the young lady who probably at this moment is unknown to me. And nothing more. Well, actually I shouldn't say nothing more. The building, even the cell, will be multi-purpose. These are very trying times. There are wars and rumors of wars going on. Today 135 Marines were killed in Lebanon. So having secret rooms, underground rooms, protected by concrete and steel and buried by 4 feet of earth, these are fairly safe investments, and the room and building and the whole ultimate series of buildings will be designed not around the cell, but ultimately around the concept of a secret, secure living place for myself and perhaps for friends. But this first phase, it would be a lie to say it was anything other than primarily emphasizing the cell. History may be bored, posterity may care less about this tape, care less about what I have to say. To be honest, I'm not too sure who I want to show this tape to, or if I will ever show it to anyone. But for anyone that is interested, anyone who needs my justifications and my rationalizations as to why I would want to imprison and in fact enslave a young woman, they have only to look closely at me. I'm a realist. I'm 38 years old, a bit chubby, not much hair, and losing what I have. Not particularly attracted to women, or I should say, particularly attracting to women. And all of the traditional magnets, the money, position, / power, I don't have. And yet, I'm still very sexually active, and I'm still very much attracted to a particular type of woman who, almost by definition, is totally uninterested in me. Dirty old man, pervert. I'm attracted to young women. Sometimes even as young as 12. Although, to be fair, certainly 18 to 22 is a pretty much ideal range as far as my interests go. I like very slim women, very pretty, of course, petite, small-breasted, long hair, if I'm allowed, and such a woman, by virtue of her youth, her attractiveness, her desirability to certainly the majority of mankind, simply has options. There's no particular reason why such a woman should be interested in me. But there's more to it than that. It's difficult to explain my personality in 25 words or less, but I am in fact a loner. I enjoy the peace, the quiet, the solitude. I enjoy being by myself. And while my relationships with women in the past have been sexually successful, socially they've almost always been a failure. I've gone through 2 divorces, innumerable women. 50, 55, I forget exactly the count, I counted recently, but I'm afraid the bottom line statement is the fact that I'm a sexy slut. I enjoy using women. Of course, women aren't particularly interested in being used. I certainly enjoy sex. I certainly enjoy dominance of climbing on a woman and using your body. But I'm not particularly interested in the id, the ego, all the things that a man should be interested in to complement a woman's need. Now, I can fake these emotions, and I can fake them very well. And in the past, I've been very successful with attracting fairly interesting and attractive women simply because I did fake fairly well an interest in their needs and their requirements. So momentarily, I had what I wanted and they thought they had what they wanted. But in the long term, I don't want to bother. What I want is an off-the-shelf sex partner. I want to be able to use a woman whenever and however I want. And when I'm tired or satiated or bored or not interested, I simply want to put her away, lock her up in a little room, get her out of my sight, out of my life, and thus avoid what heretofore has always been the obligation to entertain or amuse or satisfy a particular woman or girlfriend's whims of emotional whatevers. Such an arrangement, of course, is not only blatantly sexist, but highly illegal, there's no doubt about it. It violates all of the human rights and blah, 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 blah. Spare posterity concepts of other people's morality. I'm explaining my morality, what I feel, what I want. And as of this moment, I'm going to try to get it. The advantages of such a situation are, of course, obvious, and even beyond sexual. Such a woman, totally enslaved, would be useful for the mundane chores that I have to do, but I'm not particularly interested in doing. Clean house, washing dishes, etc. Slave, there's no way around it. Primarily a sexual slave, but nonetheless a physical slave as well. And I believe that if I can construct a holding cell, a place where I can put such a woman, where I can walk off and feel secure that she can't escape, that I can create a facility that is so stark and so empty, so cold, so quiet, so totally removed from the world, that fairly quickly, by a combination of painful punishments when I'm displeased and minor rewards such as music or magazines or some such stuff, that I can quickly condition, this is my belief, that I can quickly condition a young woman to cooperate with me fully, and in fact even look forward to cooperating with me fully, simply for no other reason than such cooperation would be a relief from boredom. Whether I can do this or not will remain to be seen. Obviously, I've never done such a thing before, and it may not work. However, I want to try. The cost of this enterprise is immense. We're talking about $5,000, thousands of dollars for foundations, $2,000s of dollars for bricks, hundreds of dollars for power equipment to dig the earth out. Many, many costs. Still, life as I'm living it is boring. The challenge of this project, the excitement, the thrill if it succeeds, even the exciting experience if it fails, as long as I don't get caught. It's very attractive. It's something that I fantasize daily about. We'll see. I don't think there's more to say on the subject. This hopefully will be a history. Starting tomorrow, I start clearing the land. I hired a man with a chainsaw to come over and cut some trees. And tomorrow evening a backhoe will arrive and I'll start excavating the earth. It'll be interesting to see how far this tape and I actually go. If you go along with this, cooperate with this, it will be as nice as we can to you within the limits of keeping you busy. If you don't go along with this, we'll probably take you into bed, tie you down, rape you, shoot you and bury you. Sorry, hands up, make your choice. Don't want you here. While you're here, we'll keep you busy. You'll wash for us, you'll clean for us, cook for us, or else. That's your choice in a nutshell. It's not much of a choice. Unless you've got a death wish.
Yeah, I don't check that.
Never arises again if there's any circumstance whatsoever that leads me to think that you're even attempting to make noise. It's immaterial as to whether I hear you or anyone else hears you. You will be whipped very severely. And tell me you understand. I'm having a little war within myself between what I want to do and what we might call the decent thing to do. And for the moment, the decent thing to do is rest. Okay, I just want you to know that I'm giving this stuff to you under protest. Not that you care, mind you.
You let us know?
Probably not.
Why are you doing this?
Because we hate you. Your baby is going to be taken away. Excuse me.
You didn't get taken away.
There's a family down in Scotland that doesn't have a baby.
You're not taking my baby. They got it now. That's my baby.
Her baby is sound asleep like a rock. You don't like it, but I'd like you to put it in writing.
If that, just stick to whatever we tell you.
Don't cut me off.
Nothing is yours now. You're totally ours.
Like it's so hard, so you're like sick.
Supper.
I'm gonna pass out if it's in the night or something.
Well, you can pass out, but we won't wake you up.
Brenda, I have a lot of animosity against you, and I would just as soon start you out with a nice firm whipping right now to make you believe how serious we are.
We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Charles Cheetah Ing, guilty of the murder of Harvey Dubbs, as charged in count 3. We further find the murder to be of the first degree. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Charles Cheetah Ing, guilty of the murder of Michael Carroll, as charged in count 7. Above entitled case, find the defendant, Charles Cheetah Ing. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Charles Cheetah Ing, juror number 1,